him. Like, Philly bus is crazy. Like, he's serious too.
So I'm a public transit bus operator in Sacramento, California. And the question that needs to be answered is it okay for a bus driver to take a restroom facilities break in the middle of a bus route?
Philly buses getting out of hand. How he gonna leave you on the bus and then say he gotta use the bathroom, girl? That's why he off the bus. He said he gotta use the bathroom. And had you running for the bus. Look at him. Like, Philly bus is crazy. Like, he's serious too. Don't swipe your card. Keep that too. He crazy. That's wild. Why he gotta use the bathroom? Like, I'm late for bus. Cause the dude rolled right past me. He did. Wow.
So there you have it. The bus driver stopped at a local Burger King so that he could use the restroom. What I'm gathering from this video, though, is that the bus driver must have passed that lady, the lady that was getting onto the bus. I guess he passed her. So I'm assuming, because we don't have video footage, so you're trying to piece this story together, I'm assuming the bus stop was relatively close to the Burger King. The bus driver must have went past the bus stop and stopped at the Burger King because he's like, yeah, she can just come on down to the bus. I'm going to use the restroom. Instead of stopping twice, he probably really had to go. So the lady narrating and filming, she's like, this is crazy. Philly buses are crazy.
Like, Philly bus is crazy. Like, he's serious too.
And she says she's gonna be late for work, I think, or something like that.
He crazy. That's wild. Why he gotta use the bathroom? Like, I'm late for bus.
Because the bus driver is stopping to use the restroom. So we have similar situations right here in Sacramento, California, as well as transit systems all over the place where a bus operator will need to use the restroom in the middle of a trip. I think that's like a human rights issue if a transit system would not allow a bus operator to use the restroom when they need to use it, because the buses don't have a restroom facility on them. We typically have to go to a location that has a place where we are allowed to use the restroom, or sometimes the transit agency that we operate for, they will have restrooms in certain places throughout the city that they provide. So if there is a time that I would need to use the restroom while I am operating the bus and it's in the middle of a trip or a route, I will have to alert my dispatcher, or we call them a radio controller. Different places have different names, but it's basically the person that's operating the radio at the time. I have to let them know my location and let them know if there's passengers on board, and then I will be cleared to go use the restroom. I will of course have to secure the bus and all that good stuff. You don't want to leave the bus in drive.
Thanks, Captain Obvious.
And I do understand that it can cause a delay, so I'm not against passengers for seeing it and saying, oh man, this is crazy.
He crazy. That's wild.
They're stopping to go use the restroom. I need to get to where I have to go. I do understand that. I get it. I understand the frustration totally. So let's check out some comments that were left under this video.
No!
Comment number 1. I would be upset if I was on my way to work. LOL, laugh emoji. RS, real stuff. Go to the bathroom on your break or at the end of your route. 100, 100, 100, 100, 100. So the question I would have for this person is, when do you think our break times are? Here's something that people don't realize about city bus drivers, especially in medium to larger size cities. We don't have like the typical break schedule like you would, let's say, in a corporate office where you work a few hours and then you get your 15, 20-minute break, then you work a little bit more, then you get a 30-minute lunch break, or some people may get an hour, some people may get 45 minutes. Then you work a little bit more, then you get your 15-minute break, then you work a little more and you're off for the day. We don't get scheduled breaks necessarily like that. We get what's called recovery time, and other transit agencies may have other names for it. But basically, when we get to the end of the line, there is a certain amount of time typically before we have to leave out for our next route, whether that's deadheading to another location or turning around and going in the opposite direction. Here's the thing about the recovery time. Let's say you have 10 minutes at the end of your route. Let's say my route is running 15 minutes late. What does that mean? That 10 minutes is gone and I'm starting my next trip 5 minutes late. So this break that you're claiming that we have, we actually don't have.
He ain't lying.
We do not always get breaks. That's the nature of being a city bus driver. Unfortunately, they can't always say, oh yeah, you drive your route here, then you'll get your 15-minute break, okay, no matter what. It doesn't work that way. Sometimes we do get all of our recovery time. Sometimes we get none of it. There are certain certain routes that you'll look at your paddle or your schedule and it'll be like, oh, at the end of each line I get about 12 minutes, or I get 7 minutes, I get 3 minutes, 20 minutes, it varies, depends on the route, the city, time of day, all that good stuff. And you're like, okay, on paper this looks good. These are my break times when I'm going to use the restroom. But guess what? Certain routes, you barely get a break all day. You have to just take your time. You have no time, but you have to take the time and go use the restroom. Another fun fact about the end of the line for bus drivers, just because we get to the end of the line, that does not mean that there's a restroom provided for us at the end of the line. Okay, so here goes the same person leaving a comment. They are really uninformed, but they think they're making a lot of sense. I'm just gonna read bits and pieces of this comment. This is a rare occurrence, of course. Things happen, but you actually never see bus drivers doing this, ever. And that's not true, because in this video, we just saw a bus driver doing it, and it is something that does happen. Most of the time, we're able to time our bathroom breaks and we're able to wait, but there are times when we cannot wait and we will not wait. Continuing, like I said, it's because they being the bus drivers, know the importance of timing their restroom breaks correctly in order to not be the reason of passengers' inconvenience. So I'm really not sure how you time your restroom breaks correctly. We can attempt to plan ahead. When we have a routine and we do a certain route all the time, yeah, we pretty much know, like, I'm going to use the restroom when I get to this end, and then typically I don't have to use it again for a few more hours, or it depends on how much water you drink, or some people drink coffee and tea or whatever. But yeah, you can somewhat make a plan ahead of time of when you're going to use the restroom. But unfortunately, the nature of this job, once again, it is not a traditional job where everything goes the same every trip. There are so many things that happen that are out of our control, whether it be traffic, road construction, accidents, different types of passengers getting on and off of the bus, disruptions in service, people being disruptive, violent, aggressive, all sorts of stuff, man. That can lead to us being delayed. So my plan that I planned and timed my restroom breaks correctly, that is all thrown off now, and it happens more often than a lot of people realize. And I don't expect people who are not in my position to really know that, but you shouldn't make these statements publicly on the internet, speaking as if you know without a shadow of doubt that this is how it works, and this being the way you're saying it. The way you're saying it,
I said what I said.
like the person in this comment, they feel this is how it works and this is how it is. They're incorrect. It goes on to say, I bet if any driver made this a habit, they'd be chastised. That's not true. It's a human right to use the restroom. You can use the restroom when you need to. You're not gonna face any discipline unless you're using that restroom break to also get yourself a double cheeseburger and some fries and a shake. That could be where the problem would come in at. So this next comment is really interesting because I guess this is a person that knows who this bus operator is. Check it out. I've been on this line in Willow Grove for almost 2 years, traveling from Philadelphia to work and back to Philadelphia. This driver is a genuine person and have a great sense of humor. He greets me with a smile every day and told me good jokes. I sometimes brought him snacks I got from Chinatown. I don't know why y'all making such a big scene and act so dramatic, trying to risk him losing his job. It takes 2 minutes for you to wait. People nowadays complain too much. The driver should not be in any risk of losing their job, but however, the person filming was probably hoping that this driver would get in trouble. Now, the only thing that could potentially lead to disciplinary action is if the bus operator did not call in the restroom break. Next comment, he had to use the bathroom. I'm confused. Why is she recording? Okay, this is that same original commenter. This person seems to know a lot about what us bus drivers are supposed to do, but this person is loud and wrong. Well, they were typing, so I don't think that really made a sound, but you get what I'm saying. I'm just going to read a portion of this comment, and it says, that's why it's important that drivers plan and prepare appropriately for the route they're driving. They should be on time for every stop.
Shut your ass up!
I don't even feel like responding to this crap. So how do you know that this bus operator did not plan appropriately for the route they're driving? What does that even mean to this person writing in the comment? Because no matter how much you plan, as I said earlier, so many things happen that are out of your control that there will be delays.
He ain't lying.
And I guess we'll take a look at one more comment. This comment says, why not use the bathroom before you depart? Y'all act like y'all parents didn't teach y'all to use the bathroom before y'all leave the house.
You shut your mouth.
So this comment just makes absolutely no sense to me. This is a L comment all day. L comment. L for loser.
He ain't lying.
They just want bus drivers to be robots. Good news, it seems like there's a huge push for autonomous buses, self-driving buses. So maybe one day in the near future, the buses will be operated by robots. But right now, the majority of buses are still operated by humans that need to use the restroom. And the good news is the majority of the time we use the restroom before or after our trip. But there will be occasions where a driver needs to go and do what they gotta do in the middle of the trip.